have seen different organizations and different approach to strategies. Every time we talk about failed strategies, why strategies do fail, but why is a very important question. But we try to take things superficially, that why didn't our plan go according to the plan, or what mistakes did we make in predicting the situation on based on which a strategy was made. But aren't we seeing all these things from a different point of view? Let's try to see why strategy fails from very basic point of view. Welcome. This is your personal coach, and I'm Devapam Sanyal with you. So, if you have to separate out, or if you have to spell out a strategy in a very layman language, how would you do that? Let's try to divide it in three parts. The first part is planning, the second part is the actions associated with this planning, and the third is your outcome, which you have made based on your planning, right? Now, you create a plan based on the situation that you are aware of, and then you create what needs to be done. You formulate that, and then you gauge an outcome based on that, right? Now, this works perfectly fine if you are in a very predictable situation. So, whatever you have planned for your for your future, if that holds true, this works perfectly fine. For example, if you are trying to talk about a machine, this works fine. But in a business environment, it's not a machine. Business is not a machine. It's evolving situation all the time. There are different macro and microeconomic factors which are always coming into the picture, and things are changing, and that is natural, right? That is natural. So what happens when situation changes? So the first thing is your plan, right? What happens whenever you're starting to work on a plan? You create a gap because you planned something which was your ideal state, and then you are doing something according to the new situation that you have. So there's a gap, and that gap is called a knowledge gap, right? So you have a knowledge gap now because the situation has changed. Now that knowledge gap would take you to another problem with your actions which you associated with your plan. So now you planned something, some actions to do. You had certain actions what needs to be done to accomplish that plan, but now you are doing something else because there's a knowledge gap, right? So your actions would also change. So what would that lead to? That would lead to a alignment gap. This alignment gap is very crucial because now you are not aligned with your initial actions or initial plan, and that would in turn cause the outcome gap. The outcome that you planned is not according to the plan now because there is a knowledge gap, there is an alignment gap, and now that will lead to an outcome gap. Now that's why the strategy fails. That's very basic, very something that we need to understand. However, we need to understand these very deeply. Now, if you remember from Industrial Revolution, we try to think it in different way. During Industrial Revolution, we thought that industry or organization is a machine, and that's why all this Frederick Taylor's book, The Thinker and Doers, and a different other theory that we don't need people with brain, right, to work. We need hands to work. All those theories came. Now, this led to something very disturbing. That is, we will tell people how things need to be done. So, if you are creating a strategy, if you're in a leadership position, you also hold the card. You also, dearly hold the card that how things need to be done. So you define the actions as well, right? So this is my plan. This is what you do. This is how you achieve your goal. So what you're doing, you are treating people as machines because you are giving instructions to them on what needs to be done. And now that comes from that industrial revolution era, right? And that again, if you are dealing with situations which are not creative at all, very mechanical, then it works fine. But if it is not, it doesn't work, because you are dealing with different situation, you're dealing with changing situation, you're dealing with people. You need to give them the autonomy, and that's where the problem starts. So how about we change this situation? The situation is that now, instead of planning for something, some goal, we make the strategy as intent. Now, what is an intent? Intent is something that you intending to achieve, right? And now that does not change. That does not change according to the changing situation as well, isn't it? So your intent is your strategy, and that's what you want to achieve. Your intent, as simple as that. Now your actions would be to be aligned with your intent. It's not that something that you define and you say, hey, do this, do that. There is no prescription for that. What you do is you have actions aligned to the intent according to the situation, right? And that's what sometimes we call agility as well. That's what the agility is, because you are trying to align yourself with the intent that you have, with the changing conditions, changing circumstances, right? So that intent is it leading to your aligned actions, right? And the third is that your outcome is now based on the same intent, because you aligned yourselves along with this journey. Now let's try to take an example. Let's try to talk about this video, right? Now, if my plan is to gain subscribers on YouTube, if that is my plan, how would I align myself? I would say, okay, my actions are, I will put, one videos or two videos per week, right? That's my intention. On certain days, I will put on certain time. There are so many proven records of how to be successful on YouTube. So I'll follow that, and then I would leave this video for all of you, right? Now the outcome is that I'm gaining subscribers or more viewing hours. That's what my outcome is, right? Now that is more like an output, right? Because now your goal is to get, and that is important. Gaining subscriber or gaining more view hours are important, I'm not denying that. But the situation changes. If the situation change, if people are not looking at my video, it's not being picked up by YouTube algorithm, and so on and so forth, what will happen? There will be a problem in my plan, in my strategy, right? Because now, for example, if I'm putting 2 days in a week, things will not work. So what I'll do, I'll say, okay, let's put more videos to get more views, because I'm not getting the views that I want. It's not reaching to the more number of people. So I'll increase the frequency. Now, when I increase the frequency, my outcome is disturbing, right? My whatever I wanted, because now I'm not getting. I wanted, for example, 10 subscribers per month, just for an example, per week, right? Based on 2 days of video posting. Now I have 7 days of video posting, but I'm getting simply 3 or 4, just for an example. So what is happening here? My plan is, my strategy is not working because of the changing situation. There are so many other things that needs to be taken care in the YouTube, right? There are algorithm. It should interest the people that are viewing. So I might get audience now. I might not get audience. I might get audience a years later. It doesn't matter. But my strategy is not that. So let's replace my strategy with an intent that my strategy is to help people who needs it. Right? So what would I do? I would open a YouTube channel, which I've done, right? I'll post videos as when I can. I can take my phone. This is, I can put the phone on somewhere, record what I'm saying. I don't need a script. I just want to help people. I might have schedule, I might not have schedule, because I don't have that strategy, right? My strategy is to help people. So I don't have a strategy which talks about actions, specific actions. You have to put this on this Thursday or Wednesday or Friday or whatever, right? I'm also, my outcome is whether my videos are reaching to people and impacting their lives or not. That's my outcome, right? I'm also going back to LinkedIn. I'm trying to post there. I'm also going to back to my work, my organization. I'm trying to help people. Where I'm meeting people, I'm trying to help them, so on and so forth. So my strategy is not only based on YouTube or the performance of YouTube channel. My intent is based on a cause which that I want to help people, and that's I am aligning myself to the changing situation. When I am in office, I have a hard, a hard week where I have workload, lots of workload. I don't get time after I come back from office. I'm tired. I don't get time to shoot video. I have a young son. I don't get time to shoot video. So what I do, I'm still helping people. I'm just going back to work and helping them. If not through YouTube, if I get time, I'm posting something on LinkedIn, trying to help people on there through comments and all that. I'm still helping people. I'm going out to market. I'm going interacting with friends, families. I'm still helping people. So my alignments are based on my intent. So I am aligning myself with the strategic intent that I have, and the outcome is same. I'm helping people. It's not necessarily only on YouTube and I'm gaining subscribers, right? So that's how you create a strategy with intent, and then you align yourself according to the changing situation. That doesn't mean that you don't plan your entire thing. Now I did plan, right? I mean, I know that okay, I have a social media platform where I can help, which is LinkedIn. I can go to work and talk to people. I have a role for that. I can do that. When I go to market, I interact with people. When I go to friends, I interact with people. So I do have a plan, but that plan or actions are always aligned with my intent. So how do you achieve that? How do you achieve that in your organization setup? First thing, as I said, you start with the intent, right? Then, instead of telling how these things need to be done to people, tell them why are you doing these things? What is your intent? Let the how part be with them. Tell them why are doing it. So I'm trying to help people. Give them the reason, give them the why they want to do this thing. They are part of this, right? And then they start aligning themselves. Obviously, you can guide them. Obviously, you need to be there with them. Obviously, you need to help them with everything that they need. But most importantly, the third thing is you need to remove the obstacles, the impediments that come in their way. There will be so many. And that's leader's job, to ensure that people do not have those obstacles, those impediments on their way, right? So replace your strategy with an intent, give them the why, and remove all their impediments on their way, right? So if you do this, your strategy would definitely work because it's based on intent, right? So when you are working, when you are trying to talk to people, or when you are formulating a strategy, or when you're giving inputs, remember to talk about the whys and intent during those conversations. It will give you much more benefit than you'll get by creating a plan or goal, right? So I hope that helps. Please do share your comments, your experience with all of us, so that we can learn from each other. And I will see you soon. Thank you.